Hello, my name is Dr. Miro Griffiths. I am a research fellow in disability studies and social policy at the University of Leeds. I'm born and bred and I currently live in West Kirby on the Wirral, and I am a disabled person. I have a neuromuscular condition that affects my muscle strength from the neck down. This means that I require intensive medical treatment on a daily basis, particularly around my respiratory functioning and also my muscle strength. I use a power wheelchair at all times, and I require 24-hour personal assistance from trained healthcare staff. I am against the assisted dying or assisted suicide bill for a number of reasons, and we have to think about the way in which disabled people and people with long-term health conditions and illnesses are treated in society. Historically and in contemporary society, disabled people face numerous barriers and challenges on a daily basis. Disabled people, like me, are denied opportunities to participate in our communities, to be valued for our contributions, and to access support throughout our life. Whether it's accessing education, the labour market, healthcare provision, and so on, we are frequently denied opportunities to access the sufficient support to live the life that we want. And this means that often disabled people internalise their experiences of oppression and marginalisation. They blame themselves for the injustices that they experience on a daily basis. And we know, or we should know, that marginalisation and injustices faced by disabled people come from the way society is organised, it comes from the way that we build our communities, it comes from people's attitudes, and it comes from the policies and legislation that are implemented in society. So we need to think about how this bill operates and the problems with the bill. And I encourage you to think about what is the purpose of social policy and what is the purpose of legislation. Surely it is to protect individual life. Surely it is to improve opportunities for people to have opportunities to participate in their communities and have valued contributions in society. And it's to recognise that people need support to live the life that they want. And this bill does none of these things, because this bill is focused on facilitating death of an individual through the state and through measures and interventions that are not safe and that are questionable and are very incoherent and vague. For example, there is a focus on requiring access to and approval from the judicial system and having medical professionals to validate that an individual is at the end of their life with 6 months left to live and that they have a informed, settled, clear mind. How do we do this within the last 6 months of an individual's life? When we think about the intensive pressures that the judicial system and the healthcare system is under currently at the moment, and the lack of resources that are available to medical professionals, how do we ensure that all this is going to happen within the last 6 months of an individual's life? How do we ensure that the parameters of who is eligible for this intervention are safe and will not be expanded or broadened to include other people with impairments and health conditions? This often happens in other countries where we see an expansion of the criteria to access this form of support. It also raises questions about how we provide suitable resources for disabled people and people with healthcare conditions. Often we focus on providing support for people to live the life that they want. But if we're going to direct our attention and our focus on healthcare provision to be about facilitating individuals' death, this raises real concerns about the way in which professionals will value the worth and life of an individual. They'll be making decisions on the basis of an individual's health rather than thinking about the injustices and the barriers that that person experiences on a daily basis. Surely the focus should be on dignity in life before discussing so-called dignity in death. And I would much rather we focus our attention on resources and on policies and on legislation that will protect individuals' lives, that will allow individuals to receive sufficient support so that they can access good quality healthcare and good quality social care at all stages of their life, as their life changes and as their health changes over the course of their life. So I ask you to listen to the words of the Bishop of Shrewsbury, and I ask you to become informed and to engage in the debates around assisted suicide and assisted dying. And I implore you to write to your local MPs, your local peers, and those who are in the parliamentary system, and advocate that this bill is not safe, and that this bill provides a dangerous situation for people who are disabled and for people with health conditions and impairments. We need to focus on providing good quality support for people throughout their life, and this bill will never do that.